Today, we're going to talk about one of the most important parts of the IEP, the present levels. Here's the truth. If present levels are weak, the whole IEP falls apart. So in this video, I'm going to explain what present levels are, why they matter, and how to write them with enough detail to guide strong goals and services. Let's start with the video. Hello, my name is Natalie. I'm a special education instructional coach, currently on maternity leave. So we are IEP mode on. I made this sweater. Does it look good? Hope it does. Okay, so today we're going to base this video on this beautiful book called All About IEPs. And we're going to specifically talk about chapter 4. The whole video I based it on this chapter: present levels, measurable IEP goals, special education services. So basically, this is going to be an introduction to my IEP series. In another video, we're going to talk about what are accommodations and modifications. But today, we're only going to emphasize on the present levels. Present levels, also called PLAAFP, stand for present levels of academic achievement and functional performance. This section is basically the student's baseline. It captures where the student is right now, academically and functionally. So using objective data. Data, is it data or data? And I call it, let's ask. Data. Okay, very good. So using objective data. For example, you might see something like this in an IEP. Natalie reads at a second grade level with good accuracy, but she struggles to answer comprehension questions. That might sound okay, but for a teacher, is not enough. Why? Second grade level, vague. Which test? Which skill? Good accuracy. Vague. Is that 80% accuracy? 90% accuracy? It makes a difference. We need to be a little bit more precise. When we say a struggle with comprehension, that's also vague. How many questions? WH questions? What, where, when, how? Is the student capable of answering those questions or no? Does the student can answer what and where, but not when and how? In an IEP, we need hard data to describe the present levels clearly. Because remember, you as the teacher, you are the one who's writing this IEP. So if the student transfers to another school, that other person that is reading the IEP can know exactly what their student is at and what skills we are working on and keep building on them. Wrightslaw, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing this last name wrong. I'm better with other last names like, I don't know, Ramirez, Rodriguez, Campos. Those are easy for me to pronounce, but Wrightslaw? No, not really, not that great. My tongue has a difficulty. But anyway, I'm trying my best here. Wrightslaw reminds us that present levels must be based on objective information from assessments, observations, and parent input. Here's a stronger teacher level example. Natalie reads 45 words per minute with 90% accuracy on a second grade passage. Illinois Assessment of Readiness. I'm doing Illinois because I'm the state of Illinois, but you know what assessment is completed in your state, in your district. So you will provide the information based on the assessment that you use. On comprehension, she answers 2 out of 5 questions correctly. If, for example, you can say what exactly are those comprehension questions, write them down. The more descriptive and detailed the present level is, the better. This student, for example, I met her an English learner, so we have access here in Illinois. The students that are English learners, they take a test called Access Test. So her access for ELLs score is 3.2 in listening and 2.8 in reading, showing limited proficiency with academic vocabulary. Do you see the difference? This version is more specific, measurable, and gives both strengths and needs. It paints a better picture so we can build the goals from it. A snapshot, strengths plus needs plus data. Now we're going to move to the present levels drive the rest of the IEP. Wrightslaw makes it clear. Without strong present levels, you can't create measurable goals, align services, or track progress effectively. Think about it as a blueprint. If they're vague, you can't really base IEPs on them. The whole IEP collapses. At detailed present level, like the second example I just gave you, it builds a direct skill gap. It let us know what areas she's going to need more support on and how we will measure her progress. What data are we taking that information from? Even if she changes to a different state, we will know and we can compare the assessment from Illinois to the assessment we have in Texas, and we can compare it, and it will give us a clearer picture, pointing us where the skill is lacking and how we can start building on it. A clear present levels take us to measurable goals and targeted supports. What must present levels include? According to IDEA, we look at academic achievement, functional performance, and social emotional behavioral needs. You can pull information from state testings like the IAR, the English proficiency score like Access, in my case from Illinois, curriculum-based measures, teacher observations, teachers' assessments, teacher-created assessments, parent input, classroom work samples. The whole idea is to have a 360 view of the student, a detailed view of the student, pull information everywhere, ask the service providers. And I know, for example, in my case, or at least in this state and in the state of Florida, the service providers have to input information. But let's say because they're emphasizing only if you have a social worker and she's only emphasizing on the behavioral piece, ask her if she has any input or if she has noticed an academic piece that she would like to give you any feedback. Service providers don't have to only stay in their lane. They can also give you input in other areas. If you are the one who's constantly tracking academic, then that is your lane. Obviously, that is your expertise and you are the one that should know more about it. So here are 3 things to check when you're writing the present levels. This is your checklist, all right? So number 1, you have be specific. Use numbers and data. Reads 45 words per minute and 90% accuracy. Number 2, balance. Highlight both strengths and needs. A strong fluency, but needs more help in comprehension. Needs reinforcement in comprehension. And number 3, clarity. Right, so everyone at the table, meaning teachers, parents, related services, can understand. When present levels meet these standards, the IEP team has a clear, shared starting point. To recap, the present levels give us the baseline. They drive goals, services, and supports. And when written with detail and data, they ensure the IEP is truly individualized. In the book, in page 38, it actually gives you a checklist. So you know if your student, your child, has an individualized IEP. And that's the real test. Does the IEP actually describes the student that is in front of you? That is in front of you. Oh my God, in front of you. Or do you do copy-paste? In the next video, we're going to tackle how to write measurable IEP goals and how to track them effectively. If this video was helpful, please don't forget to subscribe, give it a like, share it. See you in my Instagram and my TikTok. And thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next one. Bye.